You've done this. You sat next to a fire, and without deciding to, you just stopped. No thoughts, no plans, no phone, just the fire. And you lost track of time completely. Every human who has ever lived has done exactly this. And until very recently, nobody knew why. In 2014, a neuroscientist discovered what actually happens to your brain when you stare into fire. It wasn't what anyone expected. It wasn't relaxation. It wasn't boredom. It was something your brain has been doing for thousands of years, something it still desperately needs, and something you have almost completely eliminated from your life. Picture a night 30,000 years ago. The hunt is done. Food is eaten. The children are asleep. And 8 to 12 people sit around the fire doing absolutely nothing productive for hours. Not because they had nothing else to do, because this was the most important part of the day. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner spent years recording nighttime conversations among the Jehoensi people, one of the last groups still living close to how ancient humans lived. During the day, their conversations were practical. Who saw tracks where? What plants were ready? Who wasn't pulling their weight? But at night, around the fire, 81% of all conversation shifted to stories, to myth, to the impossible and the sacred, to things you can only think about when your stomach is full and the darkness is held back and the fire is the only thing between you and everything you cannot see. Wiesner called this the origin of human culture. Not tools, not agriculture, not cities, the fire. But here's the part that no anthropologist expected. It was what the fire itself was doing to them. Because in 2014, Christopher Lynn at the University of Alabama decided to measure it. What he found had never been documented before, and it changes everything about why you feel the way you feel right now. Lynn recruited 226 adults. He measured their blood pressure before, during, and after watching a fire. The results were immediate. Blood pressure dropped, not slightly, significantly. The longer they watched, the lower it went. The deeper the relaxation became. But here is what made this different from every other relaxation study ever run. It wasn't just the warmth. It wasn't just the light. Lynn ran a control group. Same warmth, same light, no sound. Nothing happened. It was specifically the sound of the fire, the crackling, the unpredictable rhythm, the way no 2 seconds ever sound exactly alike. That sound triggered something in the brain that almost nothing else can trigger. A state neuroscientists call involuntary fascination. Your attention is captured but not demanded. The fire holds you without requiring anything from you. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for planning, judging, worrying, goes quiet. Not off, quiet. The way it goes quiet when you dream. And the part of your brain that ancient humans relied on most, the social processing network, the storytelling network, the part that asks, who am I and where do I belong, that part activates. Fully. Freely, without effort. Lynn called it the hearth hypothesis. Fire didn't just keep ancient humans warm. Fire was the technology that made humans human. Now think about what you replaced it with. A screen, blue light instead of orange, constant stimulation instead of unpredictable rhythm, a feed that demands your attention every single second rather than holding it gently and letting your mind wander. Your prefrontal cortex around a screen doesn't go quiet. It works harder than almost any other activity. Sorting, judging, responding, comparing. The fire state and the screen state produce opposite neurological effects. One lowers your blood pressure, one raises it. One lets your social brain process freely, one fragments it into 30-second chunks. One has been part of your neurology for 300,000 years. One has existed for less than 20. And for most of human history, every single night ended the same way. You sat with the people you loved. The fire held the darkness back, and your brain did something it cannot do any other way. It processed the day, it told stories, it connected, it became more fully itself, without effort, without intention, without even knowing it was happening. Richard Lee's study of the Jehoensi found that adults spent roughly 6 hours per day in what he called social time.